Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rodeo Time, the podcast. We have in the house Mr. Junior Nogueira and Shad Mayfield, world champions. We've got three greats at the table, brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. The genes of champions is one way I would describe it.
For sure. Right.
And so we all wear them. We're wearing them right now. Reflex, so that you can tie the calves fast, heel the steer, and spur the bull. So get yourself some rock and roll denim, rockandrolldenim.com, and watch us at the NFR, because that's what we're going to be wearing. Old son. Now on to the podcast.
Rodeo time. Got to get her on down the road.
How long you been over here in the States, Junior?
Man, it's been 8 years. It's like 9. It's going to be 9 years in the States. It's going to be my 9th NFR.
9th NFR.
Yeah, it's been, times flies, and rodeo, and now we have a family, and my kids are American, and the whole industry in this country has been great to me, for sure.
Your third NFR, Shad?
Fourth NFR.
Fourth NFR. What is there anything different about this NFR for you guys than the other 8? Starting with you, Junior.
Well, I don't think so. We just we know any NFR counts. Doesn't matter, and everyone is in there has a chance to be the world champion because it pays so well. So we have been there a couple more times than a lot of guys, and now we kind of become the older guys. Have a lot of young ropers coming along when the whole sport's been so tough. The competition it's been great so far, and whoever had the best NFR, can get out of there with the gold buckle in every event pretty much. And this year I have a little bit more lead than I used to, but doesn't matter. The game plan is the same, and we're about to do my job and go steer by steer and see what, all the way to the end. And we're looking forward to have a good finals. That's why we make, our extra money for our families, and for the next year get everything together so we rodeo again, and that's my game plan.
Yeah, like coming into this NFR, me and Junior both set the single season earnings record. So coming in, we got that chip on our shoulder after having a great season. But like Junior said, we just got to stay at top and have a great NFR. We're roping 10 head. That's how I like to say it. It's not a one header every night. It's whoever's the best overall 10 nights, and who's ever going to be the most consistent. Anybody could come out with a gold buckle, and that's everybody's goal going in there is to win a gold buckle, and mine and Junior's for sure. And it's probably the hardest place to go and stay at top, keep your mind right, because not everything goes as planned every night. It's got to be, you got to overcome all those bad things and be able to look at the good things, and that's why I'm coming in, is be positive all throughout all 10 nights.
Rodeo, and I feel like on the timed event end of the arena, it's probably much like rough stock. There's just nights where you feel good. There's days when you feel good, and there's almost nothing you can do to mess yourself up. Like, you're gonna perform. Like, you're mentally focused, you're physically there, and you're on your game. What is it that you guys do if in those 10 days, if you have a day where you're not there, where you do, like there's other days where you might show up to the rodeo, whether you're physically sick or you've got some mental distractions, family problems, whatever it is, but you've still got to perform. You guys are professionals. You're having your best season, but I'm sure there was a day this year when you just didn't, you weren't there, and you knew it, but you're a professional, so you've got to rise to that level. Like, is there something special you do to bring yourself to that competitive level on a night that you don't feel like it?
Man, honestly, I don't try to change that much. I try to before I go in, I try to just be more quiet, turn my phone off, and try to focus more, even probably, I'd say 2 or 3 hours before I go out there. So I always try to be there early enough, even especially with, rodeo. Sometimes the rodeo I'd get, barely made it to the slack or whatever. So I try to don't be in a hush, trying to get there like in short time, and because anything you do wrong and I agree what you're saying, like it's kind of easy. And some nights, especially there to the 10 nights, sometimes one of those nights you don't feel great. You're a little tired of the signings, you walk too much. And I remember one year I was super sick. Like I got sick 2 nights, I was feeling terrible. But I have a friend, he says, you only have to focus and give all you have for 10 seconds. That's just like, it's 5 seconds before the gates open and 5 more seconds, you're done, or sometimes faster than that. So I try to just don't think about anything, because it's easy to me. What everything's messed me up when I start thinking about stuff. When your mind starts talking to you, I think that's when it goes bad. You have to do everything right now. Get your horses prepared, prepare yourself. We done all your part. So now when you get there, just one more rodeo. It's 1 steer every night. But like Shad said, it's not 1 steer, it's 10 head. So you got to try to, if you have a great cow or calf, try to compete or boo like you do. Try to get over it. Use them as best you can. If you don't, try to get by that one and then stay positive and focus all the way to the next one, But I like to be quiet, like even when I'm home too, when I'm not rodeoing, a little tired, I like just go home, I practice myself and try to be quiet as possible so I can just relax and pick the little things I'm not doing right or wrong, or even when I'm feeling great, and I can see when you got too much going on, I don't think you can just really see where you're missing.
I like that.
Yeah, the mental game is the toughest thing at the finals. I mean, Junior, I feel like he's already got that figured out, being as he's been there a lot more than I have, but I'm still trying to figure out. But there's going to be days where you don't feel good. I mean, you're going to be nervous, or just sometimes you let negative thoughts get in, but you just can't really think about it, because I feel like your mind is what creates all those bad thoughts or something. Or if you don't feel good, your mind, if you get into your head too much about it and start thinking about it, I mean, it's just going to get a lot worse. So I like to try and put positive things, put good things in my head, like go back to watch good runs or something like that. And I haven't had really good NFRs in the past. Actually, I had terrible NFRs. Like I've had great seasons and get to the NFR, and I still haven't really figured it out. But I mean, it's just because I'm so young and I let all these other distractions get in my head. And I'm learning every year is just, you just got to block all that stuff out and can't think too much. You just got to do it. I mean, going all year long. I mean, I'm not sitting there thinking about, who's all watching or whatever. I mean, I'm just doing it. And it's the same thing it's no different when we get to the National Finals Rodeo. It's just bigger payout, and you're opening against the top 14 other of the best guys. So, I mean, you just got to do it and can't think too much about it and just trust in yourself.
I've got a couple questions. We asked a lot of the other rock and roll endorsees, and best traveling partner of 2022.
Well, I just did with my partner. He's really good with traveling a bunch, especially now me having 2 kids, and I took them with me. It was kind of hard.
Man.
Over the 4th, it was kind of mess. We just back on my rig and his rig, we all went together for a couple of days. It was good. They did really, really great. That was best traveling partner.
Riley Webb, rookie that made the NFR this year in the Keffer Open, hopped in with me, and he was just 18 years old, and I felt like an old man compared to him.
Yeah.
And I'm just 3 years older than him, but I was teaching him a lot of stuff, but I had a lot of fun because, I mean, we're always there rooting for each other, and usually I don't really I like to go by myself. I don't really like to have too many other people around me, because sometimes it could be bad energy if that other person ain't winning and you're winning. I mean, it's just down on you. But me and Riley, we fed off of each other a lot. Like if I'd rope first, he'd come behind me and beat me, or if he roped first, I'd come behind him and beat him, and we had a whole lot of fun doing it.
Favorite Lonesome Dove quote?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What?
Ask this guy.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I
Oh,
watched that
man.
one.
Just favorite scene off the top of your head.
I can't really think of what movie that is.
Lonesome Dove?
I'll watch it, but I don't really remember.
Yeah,
It's okay. There was a lot of other endorsees, believe it or not. It's kind of a prerequisite for my interns.
Is that the movie where the kid got bucked off and he said he was riding when he fell off? That ain't that one.
No.
I don't think that's that one. That was.
I like that one.
The gold buckle. You win a gold buckle. Put it on. Genie pops out, grants you 3 wishes. You've already used 2. What's your 3rd wish?
I don't know. Let him go first.
No, he's already started. Let him finish.
Dude,
You got everything you need.
I do have everything I need, honestly.
My wish would be to do it all over again.
Yeah. Have a repeat year next year.
Yeah.
NFR has a halftime show concert. Who are you going to pick to be the band?
We're going to pick to be the band. I don't know. I'm not I don't listen to a lot of music and watch a lot of guys, but I do like George Strait.
Oh, yeah.
I like that guy.
Can't argue with George.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody Johnson.
Kojo.
Johnson's good.
Those
too.
are 2
There's
very
2
popular
cowboys.
answers.
Like he's old school cowboy, and Cody Johnson's the newest one.
Favorite hospitality tent of 2022?
Man, favorite hospitality. I like Houston.
Houston.
They treat us really, really well out there. That rodeo is awesome. And nothing against have another one's really good, but Houston is special.
Oh, man, there's so many, but I think I got to go with San Juan, California. They got awesome hospitality. I mean, they got free drinks. What'd they have? Steak. They give you steaks and everything, whatever you want.
A lot of people said Houston. I think one person might have said San Juan. Your favorite win of 2022?
Favorite win. Man, we done great, but San Juan is pretty good. Been to that rodeo. It's a cool rodeo, like you mentioned, the hospitality over there. But to win that rodeo is pretty cool. You know, we always in Northwest, and a lot of guys have to just fight and get it. You know, we get it on a Charger plane to fly out there, a bunch of cowboys, and that was pretty cool to win that rodeo. I never won down before I placed before, but to win first, that was probably the coolest one.
Mine would be over at Puyallup, Washington, the tour finale over there. I think it was my favorite win of this season because my rookie year, that's the place that got me into the finals, and I actually won 3rd that year. And to come back when it got moved back to the tour finale to get the win over there, especially with the state fair going on, you walk through the fair and just all the people over there, that's got to be my favorite win.
It's a fun energy at a rodeo when they have the fair going on at the same time.
Yep, especially at Puyallup. I mean, you walk right through the middle of it, and it's one of the biggest fairs in the world.
Yeah, get a Ferris wheel going in the background. There's music, and yeah, that's a whole nother level. Where do you guys go after the perf?
On the road again.
No, I mean at the NFR. Sorry, more specific.
Go around, pick it up.
South Point.
South
Point. There you go. Go pick up the buckle. I like it. Last question that we asked endorsees: favorite Dale Brisby video?
You know which one I really liked? Impressed me a lot. You know when that guy ride that black buck and bull or steer, I don't know, and he kind of got hanging on it, and you jump out there. That's the kind of Dale Brisby talking about.
There you go.
That's impressed a lot of guys. That was the best video for me.
Yeah.
I like all of them.
My man. Great answer. I like them all. I can't decide.
That's right.
Well, let me back up just a little bit. You know, we asked you how long you've been in the States, Junior, but there's a lot of listeners that may not know, like, your story. Like, what is it? Like, how young were you when you where'd you live before, and how young were you when you decided, like, I'd like to go rodeo in the U.S.?
Yeah, everybody, the ones don't know, I'm from Brazil, and my dad, he was a great roper. Back in the day, he was like compared to Roy, long time ago, and my mom, she ropes also. She was the first woman to start roping back home, and they met each other at the roping at the rodeo somewhere, and they start dating, had me, and back home we know all of them like to, kids play soccer, want to be soccer players, most of them. So growing up, I always done that a little bit, but the roping is on my blood, and I lost my dad in a young age, and my dad had a heart attack at the rodeo. He was
while he was roping.
Yeah, walking in the box. Yeah, he was a calf
Really?
roper. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My dad died picking up.
Really?
Had a heart attack picking up.
Really? Didn't know that. So I was like 5 years old, coming 6, and my mom just stepped up and, done everything. And my mom has been a huge, for she's been everything pretty much. She raised me, and she just tried to do everything was in her own power to help me, and especially when I choose to be a professional roper. She never pushed me, or she always just said, we gotta do what we love and try to be the best, and she wanted us to respect her and love God first, above everything. I always had a dream to come to American, and I've been here before. The Robbie show there, I worked for him twice, just staying a short time, like 3 months, 4 months. Went back, come back again because I want to learn how to be a better horseman, ride a horse and train. And I stayed home for 5 years. But I had some friends that came over here long time ago. Before even I came over, they rodeo a little bit, like rodeo for 2 years, and we heard all the stories about the cowboys and driving rodeoing, and we all we get to watch back home is just some old tapes, videotapes. That's while we have my dad and roping schools, and we get to watch some of the NFR's videos, old tape. So we watched the NFR, everybody going fast. So all the ropers out there, they thought they just rope fast the whole time. That's why everybody kind of wants to go fast, and it's kind of how we rope. We just rope different cattle, but that's all. They just gonna try to throw his whole rope on the top of the chute and just stir it and throw. The healer got to throw fast. But yeah, I came over here in 2013. Came over here visit, and ended up meeting Jake Barnes. He's just he's been everything, for me. He's been a dad for me, and just to give me a chance to rodeo and follow my dreams. And he wasn't rodeo anymore. He was retired, and he was just home, and he brought me in, let me live in his house, him and his wife, and what I learned from him, and I have him as a dad. And crazy, all his kids, they never rope, and like they rope, but they just went to school and play ball, baseball players, basketball players, and I'm the only one, pretty much, like he said, like he's Junior's kind of my son, the only one choose the roping career. And man, it's just even it's like on the way here, I'll watch a video show Shad too. It's just like I get emotion because everything I dream of it, and only God can make that happen. Because I'm not trying to say where I came from, and everything happened and everything that's going on. It's no way, the right persons and be in the right time. And Jake was retired, the best of the best header in the whole world, and give me a chance. And we start rodeo. I didn't have no money. Jake was done, just went to rodeo a little bit. We start winning like crazy everywhere we went. Place, make the NFR first year, win the rookie, and that top, I don't know, 10 or 6, 7 in the world. And it's just been a blessing for sure. And now I have my family career, about my own place. I have 2 kids. They was born here, my wife, and just not even all my dreams coming true, just to get the friends I made, be part of this whole thing. I'm a fan. I love to do what I love. I want to be the best I can every single time, but I'm a fan of the rodeo. That's what I choose, and just now we have, become friends with the very best in the whole world, and just to watch them so close, it's just something I don't think we ever even, forget about it. We can tell for sure. I bet when we be done and old and retirement and be sit down, we can tell the stories. I seen the very best guys on the road, pretty much the new generation compete, head to head, and all of it. It's not even just in roping and bull riding, rope riding. It's a whole rodeo, and it's just something special.
I can't imagine like the constant reminder of, like going to another country, pursuing your dream in another country. It's neat, like how grateful you are, and like you haven't lost any perspective, and you're not taking it for granted. You know, anybody that knows you can tell that. And I can't imagine like going to another continent to just pursue a dream. And then everything's different. The terrain, the people, different language, different food. And then just because how old were you when when you came over here?
To stay like to rodeo, I think I was 23.
Right. So
Yep.
plenty old enough to have lived like enough years in Brazil. Like that was your home. You left your home. And then, do you know a lot of the Brazilian bull riders?
Yeah, we do. Like in Brazil, I like to say we like to be soccer players or bull riders.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking when you said soccer or a bull rider.
Yeah, no, but it's true. And Brazil is huge, like the ranch-wise. They have a lot of good cowboys, like even horse trainers. And me and Chad, we're talking about horses and how great they become, good horsemen too. But for sure, they all want to play soccer.
Yeah.
Or the ones who want to be cowboys, they want to be bull riders. Now, a lot more want to be ropers too. But it's for sure they can make a good living even over there. They have a lot of different association and stuff. Even PBR Brazil and plenty, they make good money riding bulls over there too.
Yeah. What about you, Shad? Coming up, I know your dad.
My story ain't quite that exciting.
Yeah.
No,
awesome.
I mean, ever since I was little, I was made to be a calf roper. My dad kind of got me started in that, and he was a 2-time NFR qualifier, and actually he was the first African-American calf roper at the NFR. And he's got a big story coming up because on my dad's side, before him, there was nobody that rodeoed. I mean, they didn't even know what a horse was. And kind of where he grew up in Clovis, New Mexico, where they lived was right in the middle of town, and it was right by the railroad tracks. And my dad would hop on the railroad tracks and ride a train to the sale barn and go work at the sale barn every week. And that's when he kind of started figuring out what cattle and horses were and got that path. And there was this guy I remember that he told me this story several times, is when that guy, my dad would wait for this guy to leave and he'd go hop on this guy's horses and start riding them. And one day that guy found him on his horses and said, "If you just want to ride horses, I'll give you a job." And just like that, my dad got started riding horses and just got all around all the right people and started roping calves. And I'm pretty sure him and Roy Cooper matched the first time when they were 16 years old riding Melrose, New Mexico. So, I mean, my dad was a calf roper. I mean, that's what he did, and that's what he got me into doing. And on my mom's side, she's from a rodeo family. As a matter of fact, Jake Barnes is actually my cousin, and that's who got Junior started roping and rodeoing with him. So that's kind of a cool story. But so that's how it came to be. And ever since I was little, I mean, I started out. My dad told me mostly be a calf roper, but you can do whatever you want. And like I played football and other sports coming up, and I always wanted to ride bulls when I was real little, as a matter of fact. And until one thumped me against the side of the bucket seats, I lost my air, and I said, I'd rather rope calves than do this.
Right.
I was real competitive coming up. Me and my dad would go to every junior open, no matter where it was, every weekend. We'd load up, and I mean, we're from New Mexico, so we'd have to drive 6-7 hours every weekend to go somewhere. And I mean, we didn't have a whole lot, but we made it work. And I started when I was real little. I didn't rope very good. I mean, no one would ever thought that I'd be here where I am now until I got about 15, 16 years old. That's when I kind of came up and started figuring out what I was doing. And as a matter of fact, my dad used to always enter me against all the top guys. I mean, it just made me tougher. I mean, the first few times, I mean, I said, wow, why am I even roping against these guys? But it just made me work harder and be tougher. And one time against all of them, I was 15 years old. All the top 15 guys were at this jackpot, and I won second over there. And that's what kind of boosted my confidence. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to set out to do. And when I turned 18, I didn't go to college. I mean, I just bought my card, and me and my dad went out rodeoing and had a pretty good start, and ended up making the finals in the 13th spot. And then from then on, it's just eased on. And then my second year rodeoing is when I had a really big year. won a lot of big rodeos, won the American, and won probably $1 million that year. And that's when I won my first gold buckle. And that's kind of when I said, this is what I was born to do. And without God, I couldn't have done all this, because especially after the American, I don't even know how it all happened. It was just for 2 months. I never made a mistake. I won so much. I went to Kansas City and won $100,000, and then 2 weeks later won the $600,000 at the American. And I'm like, how am I doing all this? But it was all God. That's what He chose me to do. So ever since then, I put it all in God's hands, and He's taken me pretty far.
It's crazy, I think that, work ethic, and then, God will put these opportunities in front of you, and like our responsibility is to seize the opportunity and then work hard at it and execute, and I think that it's crazy that a lot of people, I think that God will put these opportunities in front of certain people, and maybe they don't choose to pursue it, but He also put in us this passion for rodeo, and you guys obviously have it, and just a tenacity that you're just never going to quit, which is what you have to be successful over a long period of time, I think. What would you guys say to like a younger, 15, 16-year-old kid right now who wants to be a calf roper or team roper and compete at the level you guys are at?
I just say you got to be willing to work hard at whatever you're doing. Me and Junior were both there at 15, 16 years old. That's kind of the hardest part coming up. That's when you're trying to figure out what you really want to do with life, and really you just got to set to what you want to do, and just know that you can do whatever you set your mind out to do, but you got to be able to work hard to do it. And that's something I've always been told, is if you work hard, you'll get good results out of it. So coming up, a lot of guys always just tell me, just work hard at what you're doing, and it'll pay off. So I still think of that today, even though I've achieved most of my big goals, but I've still got way bigger goals, and I'm still young. But I say every day, as long as I work hard, I'll get to those goals.
You bet.
Yeah, no, he's for sure. Hard work is just everything. But for a young kid, no matter what you choose to do or become, and I think you have to just ask God first, because everybody has a call in life. You know what I'm saying? For sure, He gave us freedom and whatever we can choose and to do, but nothing be easy. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like you said, He give you opportunity, He give us a chance, but it's not gonna be easy, y'all. And then you kind of, I don't think I'm good for do this, I'll quit. So you're never gonna be good enough if you don't really give everything you got. No matter if you want to be a professional calf roper, team roper, bull rider or whatever, but you got to give everything you got 100%. So if you feel like, you want to do something you love, so just stay hooked, be humble, work really hard, and keep God first. And hard work is everything. Because whatever, like he's telling his story, you know what I'm saying, that year he just dominated everything, but him and his dad been working with him forever, preparing him for that chance. When that chance passed on the front of him, he grabbed it. It wasn't because he's given everything 100% the whole time. So whatever that was his turn, could be somebody else's turn. All right, but we know without God, nothing's possible. Not we can do anything. But he was prepared, so he gave 100% for a long time to get that chance to win $1 million. That was just unbelievable season. Nobody gonna forget about that roping calves. Everybody talk about roping calves. That's unbelievable. And just being me, we're not trying to be, like big dogs, but same thing, just like a kid from Brazil. Yeah, I always dream, I always work really hard, and I always prayed and I tell God my dreams, help me choose the right thing to do in life. I want to become this, but I can't do it without you. Give me wisdom, put the right people in my way, but I know I have to give everything I got, because if you give me a chance, I'm not going to disappoint you. So
would you guys use the word obsessed? Like you guys we're talking about y'all are the elite. We're talking world champions. So compared to just your county jackpot team roper who's treating it like a hobby, like there's a certain level of commitment you have to be a world champion. Like compared to this guy, I mean, like would you say borderline obsessed with roping calves fast?
I think you just got to love it. I mean, I don't think it's just as much as a obsession. I mean, I just think you got to really deeply love it. Because I mean, if you love it, you're gonna work hard at it, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to be the best at it. And that's what I've always loved calf roping. I mean, I'm a fan of it. I love watching other guys rope. I mean, I'm always, no matter where we are at my favorite rodeos, even if I'm not roping, maybe I'd like to be up in the stands watching a slack or something. I mean, I love the sport.
Because I just wonder what the difference is in, I mean, if you guys are sitting number 1, team roper number 63 in the world, they're probably pretty handy with the rope. You know, like there's a lot of really good team ropers, 50 to 60 in the world, but you guys are obviously doing something different. And I just, like, even day to day, they're like hour by hour. Maybe you're like, I'm just curious what that looks like. And it's not really a question, really, but when you guys say work hard, that number 63 in the world might think he's working hard, but it's not working out for him.
Yeah, no, I understand your question. Yeah.
And I wonder what that
but
big difference
that's
is.
why he's saying about like younger age, trying to figure it out. I'm not saying we always working little, you know, I'm just speaking for myself. I always work on something. Before I used to be very picky about everything, just kind of want to be perfect, you know, and I know we can be, it's hard to be perfect, become perfect, and I always get frustrating, but I always try to improve something to get better, you know, always, and just good. I learned that from Robbie Schroeder, my mom too. She says, good, not good enough.
So do you, how much
be excellent, you know, to be, and then and plus too, we do like calf roping is little like different, but it's him and his horse and everything else. Me is involved more my partner, you know, steer his horse. I think just like have as a team roper, have a good partner helps, you know, a lot, especially for a healer. But then you have to have good horses to put that string together, the horses, and learn how to, you know, make them work, keep them work, and train them right, you know, keep them sound. And I think it's a big difference, because sometimes, like I said, you can get a good roper, but without a good horse, you know, or a good partner, it's just it's hard. You know, that's what I'm talking about, the chances we
right.
get.
I feel like there's probably some people out there complaining that they don't have the good partner or the good horse. But there's probably been times in your career when you didn't have the best horse or the best partner, but maybe it was your attitude, maybe it was your persistence.
I think that, like I said, the persistence is you know, you talk to the best guys on the road, older guys, now guys, the younger ones, you see the ones that are different. They're driven, you know, they want to, like,
driven.
Yeah, they're driven. The bull riders, you see the difference. Like those guys, they're trying a little bit more. Sometimes we do it. Man, I'm working so hard. I'm doing everything right. Even on myself, like, I'm mad. I'm just doing everything right. It's not working out for me. Maybe I'm meant to do this. Maybe you think you're working your butt off, but you ain't.
Yeah, I feel like
the other guy's working way harder than
Yeah.
you. Think you're just like, get up today and rope to 30 steers or freaking, what time did you get up? 8, start roping at 9. Say, shoot, some guys already be done by then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Right.
It's like them guys that are, I mean, top 15 go to the finals. I mean, whatever above that to 60 to whatever in the standings. I mean, I feel like you see a lot of the same guys in the top 15 every year.
Right.
And I feel like you could just tell a whole lot more in them, that they just got more try. Like Junior said, you got to have a lot of try, and no matter what, if it's team roping or calf roping or barrel racing, whatever, I mean, your horse is a lot of it, but I mean, necessarily if you want it, you'll go get it. Like I never really had good horses until probably 2 years ago, and that was after my second finals. I came up and really, we didn't just have a whole lot to have good horses. So I mean, I just came up on whatever I could. So I mean, that's just, I feel like what it is you just got to have more try than anybody else, and if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way.
Appreciate you guys sharing your story. roll in. When do y'all leave? There's Thanksgiving Thursday, and then what do y'all leave? Saturday?
I'll probably leave.
Saturday.
Yeah, he goes Saturday, and I probably go Thanksgiving. Right after Thanksgiving, we go to Wickenburg, Arizona. Stop out there. Have a lot of ropings over there, so we stop and go like 3 or 4 good ones before we head to Vegas.
Gotcha. We will leave Sunday morning ish. Go about halfway. Finish it off Monday. So I didn't enter this
You
one.
did?
Yeah.
Missed
yeah.
the
I don't think it'd be
Yeah, I
fair
missed
with
the
the other
books.
guys too. Yeah, I don't think
You
it'd be
do
fair.
have to, and it would be fair.
It would be
right?
fair.
You do have to enter. You do have to enter.
Yeah.
Did you have any? So 4th NFR, 9th NFR. Did you have any rodeos this year that you actually missed the books on?
Actually, me just the other day. They have the big San Angelo roping fiesta every year, end of October. And I mean, it's a big rope, and invitational only. They only take 30 guys in the standings, and I just straight up missed the books on it.
Dang.
So like it was, I mean, on the Cowboy Channel, and there's just top guys there, and I'm just at home. People texting me like, "Why ain't you there?" Oh, I hurt my ankle. I couldn't make it. But no, that's probably. I'm usually pretty good about entering, but that's probably my biggest mistake.
You?
Shoot, I never missed the books. Caleb, he does all the entering. He's really good at it. And just a funny story, one year, he forgot to enter the NFR. So I entered. He forgot to enter. I entered for him.
Dang.
So he's mostly the team ropers had to do all the stuff. I kind of easy. I kind of watch a little bit, but he's really great. So my partner, he does the entering.
So you had entered the NFR for y'all, just in case.
Just in case. I call them. They always kind of keep. That was like 3 years ago, so we didn't have not the online thing. So I just call in, and they said, "Oh, what is open and closed today?" So I asked them, and then they said, "Well, we have the NFR closing today." I said, "Do you have me down?" I said, "No." I just like NFR or rodeo. I was like, "No, NFR." I said, "Oh, yeah, yes, ma'am. Could you put me down, please?" So, yeah.
What did she say?
She said, "Okay." I don't think she said, "Oh, yeah, I'll put
She
you
didn't even
down."
realize.
She don't really realize. Just we.
Yeah, those
We just put
Procom
our
operators.
operators, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know a calf roper last year that I ain't naming a name, but it's just a fine if you miss the books nowadays. So he missed the books, and then they opened the books back up for him, and then he missed them again.
I missed
Them twice.
Dang. Oh, well, thank you guys for coming in. Great to be on the same team with these gentlemen. Rock and Roll Denim. You can also check out the Panhandle Western Wear, Powder River Outerwear. So all the shirts, the wild shirts that Dale Brisby wears, that's rockandrolldenim.com. And, if you want to get a calf tied, a steer turned, or a bull spurred, then you got to have that reflex, rockandrolldenim.com. And we are on to the next one, old son. Pow, pow.
Rodeo time. Gotta get her on down the road.